The ceremony will begin shortly. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. The ceremony will begin in 1 minute. Please take your seats. The ceremony will begin in 1 minute. Please take your seats. The ceremony is beginning.
On behalf of the entire staff of Westlake Academy, I would like to welcome everyone as we gather to celebrate and recognize the graduating seniors of the class of 2025. We've experienced so many special moments over the last few weeks to honor the culmination of your experience at the Academy. Seniors, I encourage you to take in this moment. Look around the room filled with your friends, your teachers who have poured into you, and your parents and family members who have walked with you on this journey. Although you're embarking on new plans and new adventures, the memories you've made and the love you've felt over the years remain and will continue to sustain you and serve as a grounding force during both the joys and the challenges that lie ahead. We're so proud of you, and we are forever grateful to have been part of your story.
Hello, friends, families, and honored guests. How are y'all doing today? Yeah. My name is Austin, and before I begin, let's have a round of applause for our seniors. Today, I want to talk about 3 things that I'm thankful for and what they taught me. First, I'm thankful for the people who helped me grow. I haven't always been the easiest student to teach. Just ask Mrs. DeMoss. I spent more time in the principal's office in 2nd grade than I'd care to admit, but she showed me the patience I probably didn't deserve. I'm also thankful for Mrs. Taylor, who sparked my love of writing, Mrs. Martin, who made history come alive, and Mrs. David, who taught me Texas history, though all I really remember from that course was a guy named Santa Ana. I'm also thankful for all the things my family did for me over the years. My terrible 2s turned into my terrible 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s, but my family never gave up on me. Seriously, I can't say enough about all the love and support they showed me so I can be here talking with you today. So thank you, Mom, Dad, Katie, and Ryan. Second, I'm thankful for the memories that made me laugh. Like when my friend Ronick and I were on a canoe tour in Puerto Rico. He decided to jump out mid-tour, leaving me and the canoe completely capsized. The tour guide did not find it funny. During that trip, I forged what I know will be lifelong connections with my friends Anthony, Ronick, and Acom, so I'm thankful for that as well. I'm also thankful for all the fun times I had running student council and my mental health awareness club. Special thanks goes to Leo and Caden, my Gold Star members, as well as Luke and Hiba. Third, I'm thankful for how much Westlake has challenged me over the years. I'm gonna mention a few standout teachers real quick. Mrs. Stack taught me to love science. Mrs. Watson taught me how to write. Mr. Llewellyn needs no introduction. I now like math, and I never had him as a math teacher. No one asks us to grade our teachers, but if I were to grade the DP Collective, I would give them a 7 out of 7. For those who don't know, IB ranks out of 7, so that's why it's an odd scale. I'm confident that I will thrive in college because of the support they gave me. Sure, we made fun of the IB learner traits during our time at Westlake, but one of them stuck with me, open-mindedness. Being open-minded means seeing past our differences, working together, and believing in what we're capable of, both as individuals and as a society. So thank you, Westlake, for the people, the memories, and the preparation. Let's have one more round of applause for our graduates.
Okay, now I'm going to say a second speech of thankfulness. Hi, I'm Ava Aguilera, and today I have the honor of giving the speech of thankfulness. We are so blessed to have these amazing teachers, staff, and parents who genuinely care. To our dear teachers, thank you for believing in us even when we did not believe in ourselves. To our wonderful parents, you have comforted us when we cried after receiving our first bad grade in MYP. Then you set up treats and lunches during the stress of IB exams. You fixed our hair for our 5th grade graduation. Now you watch us fix our own before we walk across the stage into adulthood. gonna be hard. Okay. To my mother, thank you. You are my biggest inspiration and role model in life. I truly do not know what I would do without you. You've taught me to never be ashamed of my feelings. You've shown me how to lead with a caring heart and act with a kind soul. I want to thank my papi, who taught me that you can get anywhere you want in life if you work extremely hard and have a positive attitude. And to always live life to the very fullest, whether it's chasing the next snowstorm to go ski in or finding the next concert to scream at the top of our lungs at. You've taught me that life isn't meant to just be lived, it's meant to be experienced. I want to thank my brother, Matthew, for showing me that success comes naturally when you stay true to yourself and chase your dreams. And lastly, I want to thank my sister, Lisi, for always being one Jack and Jill bathroom away, for being there for me through it all, and for always making me laugh till my ribs hurt. You're my forever built-in best friend. I love you so much. And then there's all of you, the friends we've made along the way between new kids and PE games, assigned seating and lunch tables. These friends are what I will miss the most about Westlake Academy. Even though we will all now go our separate ways, Westlake will always connect us in a way that no one else could ever understand. They will never understand the girl talk sessions with Miss Harrell and Senora on the bunk beds at camp, or the meaning of Wepa from our Puerto Rico trip. They won't know the taste of the dining hall's chocolate chip cookies, or the feeling of being sung happy birthday to while being crowned in Miss Harrell's class. They will never have taken an IB History of America's Paper 3 essay, or understand Mr. Barber's community circles, or Free Dress Fridays, but we always will. So remember to be forever grateful for the unique experiences and relationships that Westlake Academy provided us, because you won't realize how much you'll miss these little inside jokes and familiar faces until they're gone. Class of 2025, growing up with y'all has been a blessing. Remember to never give up on your dreams, stay ambitious, and most of all, stay thankful. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now time for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Hi, I'm Natalia Spicer, and I have the honor to introduce someone who truly embodies service and leadership, our very own Mayor Kim Graves. A proud native Texan, Mayor Graves attended military high school, earned his undergraduate degree from the University of North Texas, and later completed his MBA at the University of Notre Dame. He's called Westlake home for over 12 years, alongside his wife and their two sons, McGuire and Jack, one of who is graduating with me today. With over 35 years in the financial services industry, primarily with JP Morgan Chase, Mayor Graves has always believed in giving back. He served as a campaign chairman for the United Way of Central Ohio, sat on JP Morgan's grants board, and is currently vice chairman of the New Mexico Military Institute Foundation. As a Westlake student, I can personally attest to Mayor Kim's dedication to his community as he consistently appears at our sporting events and interacts directly with the students. With a deep commitment to preserving Westlake's charm while guiding smart and thoughtful growth, please join me in welcoming Mayor Kim Graves.
Thank you very much. Parents, family members, friends, faculty and staff, and our distinguished guests, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, welcome to Westlake Academy's class of 2025's graduation. We're wrapping up our 21st year as a school, and this is our 16th graduating class. I am so honored today. We have some very special guests with us. These are the people that had the vision, the foresight, and determination to create Westlake Academy. Scott and Kelly Bradley, would you please stand up and... We are so glad you're here celebrating this special day with us, and thank you for everything you've done for our town and our school. Today culminates years of hard work from our children, young adults, sorry. And it's the last event of a wonderful few days celebrating our seniors, including the senior banquet, the baccalaureate, the entire school clap out, which is just a fabulous event where our seniors walk the campus of school and everybody from K through 11 is out hooping and hollering as they walk through. We had the award ceremony and then the Brick Lane event. These are wonderful, wonderful traditions, and I can't thank all the faculty and staff and volunteer parents enough for everything you've done for our seniors to make them special, feel special, even before school started with some of the breakfasts and lunches. I had the privilege of speaking to our graduates, actually a couple times, but the graduates and parents at our senior banquet. And I told them this is my 4th graduation I've got to attend since I've been a trustee. And this is different this year, and it feels different. And one is Quinn and I are the proud parents of a graduating senior. Plus, I personally know so many of your kids. I've watched it. I've had a front row seat to watch them grow up to the wonderful adults they are today. And this class is very special in many ways. I think this is an amazing number if you think about it. We have 73 graduates today. 20 of them have been here since kindergarten. That's 27%, which is, I think, just remarkable when you think about the educational choices that our families and children have. Plus, there are many kids that just don't want to put in the effort to go through this rigorous IB program. Then I was absolutely shocked and so impressed at the level of academic achievement and success that I witnessed during the award ceremony. Near the end of the awards, and as you heard, I do have a graduate degree from a pretty good school. At the end of the awards, I leaned over to Dr. Ritchie and it said, "I'm not sure I'm smart enough to be a board of trustee for these kids." One of my favorite traditions is our graduates, our top 10% of the graduates, get to recognize their teacher of impact. And these students get to get up and explain how this teacher really inspired them, motivated, and helped their success. And I hope we all understand the profound and lasting impact our outstanding teachers at Westlake Academy have had on our children, and how you've encouraged them, you've driven them, and you've contributed to our children's success. And as a parent, as a resident, as a mayor, and as president of the Board of Trustees, I can't thank all of your teachers enough for everything you do. I want to thank our wonderful Board of Trustees, Dr. Ritchie. Thank you to you and your staff. We're so glad you're here wrapping up your first year, and we're so excited of the future with Westlake Academy under your leadership. And I hope your teachers and staff are all as proud of themselves as we are of you for everything you do for our school and for our children. And to the parents, family, and friends that helped the graduates get to this point, thank you and fabulous job. Thank you for trusting Westlake Academy with your children's education. So class of 2025, I'm proud of all of you. You're soon going to receive your diplomas for all your hard work and graduate from one of the best high schools in the great state of Texas. And I promise you, this education experience will serve you well, not only in college, but in life. And always remember, you're part of our blacksmith community. Come back and see us and let us know how you're doing. Scott and Kelly, thank you for creating this institution we love so much called Westlake Academy. It means so much to so many people and the impact it has had on these families and many more to come. And graduates, I'll say it hopefully for the last time, remember to thank your families. This is an emotional time for a lot of us. I understand there was a large mom text going around this morning that said if we skip the ceremony, does that mean they don't graduate? And then I heard there was a potential bribe of giving me a gift card to Del Frisco's if I didn't give them their diploma. So I think professionally, the only question I have was that Del Frisco's Grill or the other one, the one in Fort Worth, the Double Eagle, because there is a difference. We still have time. Text me. We'll see what we can do. But I hope you do realize how much you're loved by your teachers and your parents and your family. And then to McGuire and Jack's mom, great job. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is my honor to introduce Westlake Academy's Salutatorian for the class of 2025, Ryan Romano. Throughout his time at Westlake Academy, which began in the fall of 2021 when he entered the 9th grade, Ryan has calmly and quietly established an indelible track record of academic excellence. Ryan's impressive academic footprint on our campus, however, should not be measured just by the consistently top-notch grades he has achieved during high school. As I have the privilege of being Ryan's history teacher, I can attest firsthand to his sharp analytical mind, his gift for writing about complex historical concepts with admirable clarity, and when called upon in class, his ability to give crisp, cogent comments. While Ryan is certainly softly spoken, and with laudable honesty has spoken of being shy, this can often belie the fact that he is a profoundly thoughtful young man who carefully thinks before he speaks. Of course, Ryan's academic prowess extends far beyond the classroom, and his all-round excellence in the arts, languages, and science mark him out as a polymath. This year, he won the Senior DP Spanish Award, the year before the DP Math Analysis Award. He's an AP scholar with honors and a pivotal member of our school's chapter of Mu Alpha Theta. What is especially impressive, though, is that this has all been achieved with modesty and unfailing generosity to others. His modesty has been a trait since he was very young. His parents, Joyce and Matthew, fondly remember how one Christmas, during 2nd grade, he admitted in a letter to Santa that he was, quote, very nice and a little bit bad. In the same letter, he also confirmed he would be in Florida this year and implored Santa not to get lost. Knowing Ryan, this plea has more likely been out of concern for Santa, reflecting the fact that since a young age, Ryan has always been caring, considerate, and always puts other people first. As his sister Sophia told me, Ryan will always, no matter how busy, make time for his friends and family, and no matter the circumstance, will jump in and help anyone who asks. This exemplary character trait inspires those around him, and last year he was appointed the captain of his successful clay target team, reflecting the esteem in which he is held by his peers. In the fall, Ryan will attend Texas A&M University, where he will major in computer engineering, the next step in what I'm sure will be an academic career marked by new accomplishments and even greater heights. So please welcome to the podium, Westlake Academy's Salutatorian for the class of 2025, Ryan Romano.
Good afternoon, everyone, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2025. It is an incredible honor to stand before you as your salutatorian, reflecting on the journey that has brought us here today. I want to share with you my story today because it reflects the universal challenges of finding our place in the world, overcoming self-doubt, and embracing our unique identities, experiences that I believe resonate with many of you. Growing up, I was a serious, hardworking, but respectful child, shaped by the rich blend of my mixed heritage, Italian traditions from my father and Chinese customs from my mother. These diverse cultural influences often left me grappling with a sense of identity. a feeling of being caught between worlds, and an insecurity of where I truly belonged. My father taught me a hands-on approach to life, emphasizing a balance between academics and extracurriculars, while my mother instilled in me the importance of family and holding myself to the highest standards. Yet, as an introverted child, I often felt different, disconnected, and hesitant to step out of my shell. When my family relocated to Malaysia, I saw it as a chance for a fresh start. I specifically remember walking into my new school feeling so nervous about fitting in. To my relief, I found myself among fellow expats who understood the challenges of a multicultural upbringing. Malaysia became my sanctuary, a place where I could forge friendships and explore life without the weight of cultural confusion. I began to break out of my comfort zone, building confidence and pride in who I was becoming. But life, as it so often does, brought new challenges. When we moved to Texas, I once again felt like an outsider. Being the new kid again made my introversion return, making me feel alone in a sea of unfamiliar faces. This started to change when my parents found the Byron Nelson Clay Target team. As a sixth grader, joining a high school team was unheard of, so I was hesitant, worried about connecting with my older teammates. But this team became my turning point. Under the guidance of my mentor, the late Coach Baxter, I was encouraged to step beyond my self-doubt. He pushed me to attend competitions and engage with others, helping me find my voice. Over time, I grew from a shy middle schooler to a confident leader, honored to serve as team captain in both my junior and senior years of high school. Leading safety briefings and presentations, I discovered a sense of belonging and learned to express my unique cultural identity in a supportive environment. So I share this story with you, class of 2025, because each of us has faced moments of doubt, change, or feeling like we don't quite fit in. Whether it's navigating new environments, overcoming personal challenges, or finding our place in the world, we've all had to push beyond our comfort zones to grow. My journey from a shy, conflicted child to a more confident, culturally aware individual illustrates the resilience and growth we've all experienced in our own ways. We've tackled the late-night study sessions, balanced extracurriculars, and faced uncertainties about our futures. Yet, here we are, stronger and ready for what's next. As we graduate, let's carry this shared spirit of perseverance and connection into the world. The class of 2025 is a tapestry of unique stories, cultures, and dreams, and our strength lies in our ability to embrace our differences while supporting one another. As we step into college, careers, or new adventures, let's continue to connect, take risks, and uplift those around us. Our experiences have prepared us to face diverse challenges and contribute our voices to a global community. Congratulations, class of 2025. Let's go forward with confidence, unity, and the courage to shape a brighter future together. Thank you.
It is my honor to introduce Westlake Academy's valedictorian for the class of 2025, Kishwa Malik. Kishwa joined Westlake at the beginning of the second semester of 9th grade, and for these past 3.5 years, she has earnestly and steadfastly blazed a trail of academic success. On our campus, she elevates the learning of each class she is in. She is insightful, perceptive, and detailed. She writes with persuasion and clarity, and speaks with precision and poise. While Kishwa has been enriching our classrooms throughout high school, her mother, Sadia, traces this rich seam of scholastic talent back nearly 2 decades, beginning with sitting on her baba's lap learning to read Hop on Pop by Dr. Seuss, to her Tadpoles to Frog project in kindergarten, to her success in Mandarin and English spelling bees, to more recent projects on neuroscience and edible cell structures. When I first met Kishwa, not long after she joined Westlake Academy, it was immediately clear that she had a fierce intellect and was driven by a thirst for learning. The more myself and her teachers got to know Kishwa, it was clear that beneath the soft-spoken demeanor and innate kindness towards others, there was a tenacious academic, willing, in her mother's words, to learn, try, fail and get hurt, but retry again and never give up. It is no surprise that Kishwa has received a wealth of academic accolades during her time at Westlake, enjoying the Blacksmith Award in her junior year and the DP Chemistry Award this year. She is also an AP Scholar with Distinction, a nationally recognized College Board Scholar, and this year earned the prestigious designation of National Merit Finalist. Yet despite these illustrious and well-earned distinctions, Kishwa is never happier when spending time with friends and family, especially long chats with her brother. And now, with IB exams firmly in the rearview mirror, she is looking to return in earnest to hobbies of reading, baking, and crochet. In the fall, Kishwa will be attending the University of Tulsa, where she has been awarded a full-ride scholarship and will major in biochemistry, taking the next step in what I'm sure will be an academic career marked by even greater accomplishments that not only reflect her remarkable talents, but also lift up all those around her. Please welcome to the podium the valedictorian of the Westlake Academy class of 2025, Kishwa Malik.
Friends, family, countrymen, lend me your ears. Every single person filling this great room today has within them a story richer than anyone realizes, a journey unimaginable and unknown. A vital part of my own story started here at Westlake Academy halfway through my 9th grade year. I remember planning for the next semester over winter break when I was suddenly interrupted by a phone call informing me that I had been randomly accepted into the school my mother had been trying to enroll me in since 2nd grade. Over the next 48 hours, I made the truly agonizing decision for my 14-year-old self to leave behind beloved friends, teachers, and an environment I had just begun to embrace without the chance to appreciate a last day to say goodbye. Somewhat surprisingly, I have never actually once regretted that decision. At least, the person I am today never has. From my time and experiences here, have changed me into someone unrecognizable from the nervous wreck who first entered school grounds. Every graduate here on stage beside me has changed remarkably from who they were in 9th grade. Barely out of our COVID-muddled years in middle school, we entered unfamiliar landscapes like the confusing demands of our very first AP classes, completely clueless as to how we would possibly be able to face the ever-looming workload of the years ahead. As we sit here now, draped in laurels of robes and of cords, I'm sure every one of us can remember at least one, if not a dozen individual moments where we pondered the far-off impossibility of this day. And I hope each of you can remember the 14-year-old you were and find differences in you now that not only would they be proud of, but that they would never expect. When we came back for 10th grade, our progress truly began. I believe that year was when I first began to notice just how incredible the people around me were and how much I owed them for everything. Friends, family, classmates, and teachers became sources of eternal inspiration as I found myself a member of a unique community where everyone supports one another and is always excited to offer help and encouragement, believing in you more than you believed in yourself. Personally, I know I definitely needed that encouragement because the next year we all entered terrified into the IB Diploma program, where it became truly inspiring to watch our standards and grades fall to a point where news of passing a class was met with congratulatory grins and emphatic high fives. It's no surprise that DP is where I began to finally understand that failure is not just essential, but quite literally inherent to achieving anything. I stopped being afraid of failure, not just because I was being met with it more often, not just because I knew it was an opportunity to learn, as we're always told, but because I was realizing that it was simply unavoidable, and it was difficult to tie self-worth to something inevitable. That being said, thank God it's over. It's not enough to just say congratulations. I need to emphasize to every graduate here tonight how much has been endured, regardless of your standing or your experience in DP, and how much we accomplished just by being here tonight. Whether or not you believe you did any of these things well, we still all, every one of us, toiled through collegiate-level classwork and content, individually driven research projects in every single class, a 2-year essay writing process, the lengthy experience of putting in CAS, test upon test built on vague IB rubrics, waking up early or staying up late, or spending precious weekends for sports or club or tutoring, all in such limited time. Every single one of you inspires me, whether you know it or not. That brings me to the present, where our stories only continue. Reflecting on what we and what I have experienced so far, I felt that the most important thing to highlight was the value of the people we shared experiences with. Our togetherness, our mutual sleep deprivation the night before personal project deadlines, our shared stress over college applications and acceptances, our panic at sudden quizzes or potentially failed exams. The assurance that we were never alone in these experiences was fundamental to our being here now. As we continue into the future, I encourage us towards positivity rather than anxiety. I hope, for example, that instead of lamenting when I get to college that I will no longer get to return to the comfort of my room at home at the end of the day, I will instead be able to decorate my new dorm into a more exciting experience that I can be grateful for and look forward to after every class. I hope that instead of mourning for the past, I can appreciate it, while always remaining excited and hopeful about the better future to come. I hope this can be the prevailing mindset in our graduating class of 2025, and that we may share this hope with those around us, for we all have far more in common than we believe. And if we realize that and use it to spend understanding and support, our stories can continue, and everyone can hope for and look forward to their future. Thank you.
Wonderful job. Thank you all. Our keynote speaker today is celebrating his 49th year as a daily newspaperman. He's the watchdog investigative columnist for the Dallas Morning News. In a statewide contest last year, he was named Texas' best columnist. He's also a playwright with 2 plays performed. One was about Ross Perot, and the other is Amon, the ultimate Texan, about Amon Carter. For that one, there's been 59 shows around Texas, and this year, performances are planned for Grapevine, Denton, Keller, and Bowie, and we will be there. He's the author of 10 books, and last week he learned his newest on Dandy Don Meredith and the origins of the Cowboys, won a silver medal for the best sports book in a national book contest. This is a good part. When he's not writing or speaking, you'll likely find Dave running around the parking lot trying to remember where he parked his car. Please welcome our friend Dave Lieber.
Mr. Mayor, Head of School Dr. Ritchie, council members, school trustees, teachers, city and school staffers, parents, friends, and family, and most of all, students of the class of 2025, I begin this way. It was one of the most important days of my life. Westlake Academy called and told me I was accepted into the school. I was 47 years old. Okay, so technically my son in the 2nd grade was the actual student, but I said, "Kid, get out of the way." If you think I'm exaggerating, just ask your school director of accountability, Darcy McFarland. She recently sent me an email that said, quote, "I'll always remember when I made the call to offer Austin enrollment at the school. I didn't get past, I'm calling to offer, and you are the only one out of the hundreds and hundreds of families I have had to make that offer who didn't give me a chance to finish my sentence. There was a reason. I had spent the previous year writing stories in my Fort Worth Star-Telegram columns about bad behavior by the Keller ISD superintendent. He tried to get me fired. The superintendent lost his job. There we go. To say it was a controversial situation was an understatement. My two sons in KISD had targets on their back. They were paying the price. Here's an example. When my oldest son, Jonathan, was the first player at Fossil Ridge High School history to be drafted by a Major League Baseball team, the New York Yankees, no less, his principal was told not to acknowledge that. I saw it with my own eyes. I told the principal about it. The principal told the superintendent, and the superintendent shook his head no. And on his baseball team, he was the only senior who didn't get a trophy. I had to get out of KISD. I prayed so hard for it. That's why when the call came from Darcy, yeah, when do I start? I had watched the idea of a city-owned charter school get hatched by Mayor Scott Bradley and Kelly Bradley, my BFF. The year before the school opened, there was a ceremony to launch construction. I was invited, and I still have this hammer, which is what I use to drive in my one ceremonial nail. But somewhere in that building, there is a nail with my fingerprints. Yeah. Austin got in the school's second year for second grade, and it took a while in the lottery because there was a family of triplets ahead of him. Here he is getting his tie there. Whoops, sorry. There we go. This is his first day. Kids, I hope you can turn around and see this picture. This was his first day in 2004 with his mom, Karen. First day of wearing a tie, first day of a new school for both of us. I started hanging around the school to help. God had rescued me, and I was going to make the most of it. I do remember attending my first meeting of Meet the Teachers Night. I remember the questions asked by teachers, and I couldn't get any right. I couldn't understand the IB system. My brain started to hurt. Did your brain start to hurt sometimes? Yeah. The only other time my brain hurt was when I tried to write a song. I attended the first meeting of what we called the grant team to discuss fundraising money. This is how it began, Dr. Myers, with these people, and we tried to figure out for the first time that we needed to raise money. One day, Barbara Brizuela, the founding head of school, asked to see me in her office. I wondered what kind of trouble I was in. She was a formidable head of school, brave and with great instincts. That's her with her husband Eliseo and their granddaughter Sophia. She said to me, "Mr. Lieber, I would like to ask if you would consider running our yearbook." "No, ma'am," I said, "I'm not a yearbook person, but I'll tell you what, I would be willing to launch a school paper." I didn't know it, but I was about to engage in the launch of the happiest newspaper experiences in my almost 50-year career. I want you to know a little bit about your forebears. Forebears is a good word, you know, it's your ancestors. What an experiment. I mean, this school is not only a remarkable education experiment, but to have a newspaper that had no budget, no money, no journalism program, and with an entire staff of kids who were not yet old enough to drive. I lured them in with a pizza party at the library. There were only 2 older classes I invited, the 7th and 8th graders. I had 2 other parent volunteers, Kim Crosley and Jamie Ford, and these new journalists met every Friday for an hour after school. A first grader won the contest to name the paper. He suggested the black cow because you saw so many on the way to and from school. But my goal was simple, to show them how to do it and let them fly. The first meeting, the one with pizza, I gave everyone a pretend award. They had to line up, they had to shake my hand with their right hand, and then they had to accept the imaginary award with their left hand. They had to smile, they had to look me dead in the eye and say, "Thank you, sir." And if they couldn't do it, they had to go to the back of the line. This training would come in quite handy. Every month, we published up to 40 pages, And with the help of sponsors, we mailed copies of every edition to every household in Westlake. This was the edition when the voters passed the bond election. We covered everything. When two teachers fell in love and got married in our school, we covered the sonogram. No privacy. When it was time for April Fools, I told the kids, you can do whatever fake stories you want. And what they decided to make the headline story was Mrs. Brizuela announces her new career path, and we had her going to the circus, which was kind of appropriate for the school at that time. But afterwards, we had a serious story in the next issue. Mrs. Brizuela bid farewell. I don't know if you can see it, but on the lower right-hand corner there, it says China Bureau. One of our students went to China for a year, and I convinced her to write a column every week, every month from China. We were the only student newspaper in the United States of America that had a China Bureau. Oh gosh, there's Darcy. We did a full article on Darcy. It said au revoir, but I don't know how to say come back in French. We just got better and better. Look at this cover. See, the artistic talent of the kids was amazing. And here we had the kids graduating, and we put them on the front page. We did all kinds of experiments. Like we taught the kids how to cover a sporting event without a word. We did these photo essays, you see, and it was very exciting. But the thing is, we killed it. We won a lot of awards. There we are. Black Cow wins big at state. We won. I'll tell you about how many we won in a moment. And also, we couldn't have done this without our sponsors, because it cost a lot of money to print, and it cost a lot of money to mail to every household in Westlake. But we had sponsors like Roxanne Taylor, who paid for it, and I was so glad to see her at gala night, because she still is connected to the school. We put the, oops, there we go. We put the baseball team on the front cover. And all the history of Westlake is in these bound volumes in your library if you ever want to go look at it. Anyway, they got so good at it so quickly that in our 5 years together, they won more than 130 local, state, and national awards. 130. It was more than any other school in the state, and it became a thing because the other schools complained to the UIL. Oh well. We had marketing slogans. One of them was, "The shining school on the hill." Another one was, "The #1 news source about your life." Another one was, "No budget, all passion." And our last year, our theme was Kids, Brave, Team. We had ambitions. We upgraded from a newspaper company to a media company. The kids mentored the youngest students and created what was called the Junior Black Cloud. We also went into book publishing. We aimed high. We produced a book called The Best of the Black Cow, Great Writing by Great Kids. And if that cover looks familiar to you, it's because we stole it from Catcher in the Rye. We won a national book contest in education. Let's see, go back here. There we go. And there we are. We won a book contest for education, which was great, because then we started to get all this publicity. Let's see here. Oops, there we go. Society Life interviewed us. The Panache magazine did a feature on us. Quill, which is the #1 journalism magazine in America, did a feature on us. And it was all very exciting. And then we started hearing from politicians. Governor Perry wrote to us, oops, wrong one. Governor Perry wrote to us a congratulations letter. The Tarrant County Commissioners did a resolution in our honor, and the kids came to accept it. The head of the Texas Education Agency wrote us a letter, Robert Scott. He said, I read through your book with great interest and even shared it with my staff. No chopped beef here. Based on the quality and depth of the articles, it's evident that this publication is the direct result of the determination of each member of your staff. We also heard from the head of the State Board of Education, who said clearly, she said, She said, charter schools such as Westlake Academy offer great opportunities for students to pursue interests that might not be available to them in traditional public schools. So clearly what happened was we put Westlake Academy on the map in so many different ways. Back then, not everyone was a fan of the school, but the monthly issues showing up in the mail showed everybody what was really happening, and it helped end the negativity. We're talking about our forebears, our ancestors. This is probably our most successful alumnus from the Black Cow. Her name is Kriti Gupta, and I'm proud to say that she's a TV anchor in Europe for Bloomberg News. She got her start with us in the 5th grade. She was the youngest reporter and editor, and she also ran the Junior Black Cow. What did I learn volunteering for these 5 years? That Westlake kids have the capacity to do brilliant, life-changing work when given the chance. The same is likely true for so many other kids who don't get this opportunity. This is the back of the book here, and you can see all the kids that were in the book. There were about 30 of them. I know commencement speakers are supposed to impart words of wisdom. I decided to use this occasion to tell you stories of your ancestors. But I do have some wisdom to pass down, and it comes from a football star, Don Meredith. My newest book, biography of him, is he was a great Dallas Cowboy quarterback for you youngsters, and he also was a star on Monday Night Football on ABC. He was also the Salutatorian of his high school class in East Texas in 1956. And in my research, I found the speech that Don gave. Kids, this is important. He said, "We who stand tonight at the meeting between a happy hour. I know, you know where my mind is. We who stood tonight at the meeting between a happy past and an unknown future have reached not the end, but the commencement of our lives. What those lives are depends in a large measure upon the foundations we have laid thus far in life. Classmates, what a big thought it is that from this time on, we have the shaping of our destiny in our hands." And he concluded by saying, "The one thing we should strive for in life is true happiness. What we do for others is what makes us happy, is what makes happiness and success. If you know a person who is in need of help and you render your services unto him, you will realize what true happiness is." Kids, go after your dream. Don't stop believing. As I showed you today, what you can do is amazing. Go class of 2015, and thank you all very much. And I would like to give the head of school and the mayor a copy of the book. There you go.
Thank you.
The first row will please stand. Victoria Adebishan. Ava Aguilera. Zakir Ahmed. Abigail Ames. Ava Ayad. Gunnar Bernard. Neil Bhatia. Ethan Bocan. Jason Bedeker. Edward Chin. Keshav Darnule. Aryan Dasgupta. Carson Fennon. Catherine Foley. Jack Graves. Hunter Green. Natalie Griffin. Sophie Griffith. Justin Hamilton. Anthony Harnan. Hannah Huggins. Athena Huynh. Samrat Jangam. Shreya Kakani. Joseph Kasarian. Benjamin Kilgore. Mia Kim. Dylan Lal. Leo Lofrisco. Avni Lula. Kishwar Malik. Kaylee Matthews. Presley McGarity. Austin McKinney. Hayden McClellan. Alexandra Meyer. Ava Milby. Carla Morales. Juliana Morales. Mackenzie Mukija. Mia Murway. Vanilla Nara. Mario Nathan. Keone Wen. Luke Wen. Grace Novacek. Takudzwa Nyamo Paguma. Onishoke Omamegwe. Joshua Page. Lauren Pack. Jacques Pittersa. Alexandria Price. Kit Rajpal. Caden Reed. Kenneth Retzer. Diego Rodriguez Cantu. Ryan Romano. Lillian Santian. Serena Sanya. Ushpa Saya. Akam Sharma. Hiba Sheikh. Tisya Singh. Charlotte Smith. Jai Smith. Natalia Spicer. Catherine Taylor. Noah Thomas. Grant Tho. Isha Trivedi. Anjani Venkatramia. Levi Woods. Ronik Zucker.
Mayor Graves, members of the Board of Trustees, Head of School, Dr. Ritchie, I submit these Westlake Academy candidates for graduation and certify that these students have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and have fulfilled the additional requirements stipulated by Westlake Academy Board policy. Students, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. And congratulations, class of 2025, you are now graduates of Westlake Academy! All righty. Faculty, if you would like to make a guard of honor for our new graduates. And our brilliant new graduates, you now may rise. And starting with the front row, please proceed for the Guard of Honor.